A security camera inside a Los Angeles hotel captured something chilling. A young woman steps into an elevator, presses nearly every button, and waits. The doors won't close. She leans into the hallway, scanning left and right as if someone is standing just out of sight. She retreats, hides in the corner, and begins moving her hands in strange, frantic gestures. Then the doors finally shut. Within weeks, her body found in the hotel's rooftop water tank. This is the mystery of Elisa Lam. In January 2013, 21-year-old Elisa Lam traveled from Vancouver to California on a solo trip meant to mark independence and adventure. She was a college student with a thoughtful online presence, often writing candidly about her emotions and her diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Los Angeles was one stop on her West Coast journey, and she checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA. The Cecil Hotel carried a reputation long before Elisa arrived. Located near Skid Row, it had been linked to decades of violent incidents, suicides, and criminal activity. Over the years, infamous figures had passed through its rooms. By 2013, it operated as both a low-cost hotel for travelers and a residence for long-term tenants, creating an uneasy atmosphere within its walls. At first, Elisa maintained regular contact with her family in Canada. She shared updates about sightseeing and shopping, sounding optimistic about her trip. But on January 31st, communication suddenly stopped. When her parents could not reach her, they immediately contacted authorities, fearing something was wrong. The Los Angeles Police Department began searching the hotel. Officers canvassed the property, spoke with staff, and reviewed available surveillance. There were no signs of forced entry into her room and no evidence of a violent struggle. Despite thorough checks of the building, including common areas, there was no immediate trace of Elisa. 2 weeks later, investigators released elevator surveillance footage to the public. In the video, Elisa enters the elevator and presses multiple floor buttons in rapid succession. She steps out briefly, looks down the hallway, then returns and positions herself against the wall as if hiding. Her hand movements appear exaggerated and erratic, and throughout the clip, the elevator doors remain open for an unusually long time. The footage spread rapidly across American news outlets and online forums. Millions of viewers analyzed every second. Some speculated that someone was just outside the camera's view. Others believed her behavior suggested fear or confusion. The silence of the hallway and the lack of visible interaction deepened the mystery rather than clarifying it. As public interest grew, an alarming development occurred at the hotel. Guests began complaining about low water pressure and discoloration. Some described an unusual taste. Maintenance was called to inspect the rooftop water tanks that supplied the building's plumbing system. On February 19th, a maintenance worker opened one of the tanks and discovered Elisa Lam's body inside. The revelation shocked the public and intensified scrutiny of the case. The rooftop location raised immediate questions about access, security, and how she could have entered the tank undetected. The official autopsy concluded that Elisa died from accidental drowning. There were no signs of physical trauma or assault. Toxicology reports showed no significant presence of drugs or alcohol. Authorities suggested she may have accessed the roof through a fire escape and entered the tank during a mental health episode related to bipolar disorder. Despite the official ruling, debate continues years later. Questions remain about the elevator footage, rooftop access, and the timeline of events. The case endures in public memory because of its unsettling imagery and unresolved atmosphere. The final images of Elisa Lam in that elevator remain frozen in time, an enduring symbol of a mystery that still feels incomplete.